Hey guys, so last time I created story for you, it was Winter Dog. I had no idea how to make it, but I have skills and tools to make it, and I make it live for you guys. The video with the Winter Dog, this is like I just wrote on your eyes the story. I can make it better because it was first draft, and I probably will because the story ends up really interesting for me. So I will make some fine tuning at the end, and I will write it down in a written form, and you can read it, and maybe I will read it out loud to you some moment later. But now, since all the videos before, they gave you tools to write and create the stories and to storytell. Basic tools, because you cannot have everything at once. You go crazy. So now, I would say we're gonna go through like a part where you find excuses to not write, to not create the stories. And the first excuse is language. And this is like a serious one. Sometimes when I talk with people and the subject of writing books come up, they are saying, oh, I don't read a lot. I didn't read enough. And I'm like, why? If you have ideas and you can execute them, you can write. It's a useful skill and really cool, like a passion. And most of the people have some stories to tell, but they don't even know. But they have. And they have cool stories and cool point of view. Oh, but I don't read a lot. My language, reading and language, and if you read a lot, your language is better and you know more about writing books. And I'm like, no, it's not true. Maybe with the language, because your vocabulary is bigger. The way that you can say the same thing, you have more different variations, I would say. But it doesn't change basic form of communication. So let's start with the language. The language is to give and receive informations. The basic of the language is, so we both know that, for example, I don't know, this is a key, yeah? We have a word for this, so you and I, we know this is a key. Because sometimes you cannot show it, because the first is sight. For this communication, you don't need a lot. But throughout the history, we developed the language. So I can, if you are far away, I can scream to you, hey, where's the key? And I mean this one. So this is the basic. Give and receive information. And to make the language work, we all have to speak the same and know the same sounds of the language. Because the language is just a sound. We don't use instruments, but those are sounds. It's the same as a piano, like C minor, D minor, whatever. Those are sounds. But you recognize this sound, I recognize this sound. Right now, I don't speak in my mother language, but you recognize this language. You recognize the sounds. The same as for me. I recognize those sounds. So the language is to communicate what you want, what you think, how to make things done. Where's the food? Where's the place where we're gonna sleep? What is the plan for today? Do we have to walk? Do we have to, I don't know, rest? Whatever. Like basic communication. And this is why we use language. Now, when it comes to storytelling, we have to be on the same page. And the same page is that I write something and you kind of get it exactly like I wanted. It's impossible. It's physically impossible that you're going to interpret my words the same way that I wrote them. This type of precision is tried by law. The law is like a super precise endeavor where every word have a meaning, every word is like just this, not this. But even the law, if you know lawyers, can be interpreted in many different ways. So it's almost impossible that you're gonna get exactly what I intended. My job is to tell you the story the most useful, simple way, so I can ignite your emotions and more or less you know what happened. More or less because if the story is complex, you cannot get it at the first try. Yesterday, before I went to sleep, I watched Inception again. And I remember how after I kind of get it at the first try, but all the details I get it after I watched second, third, fourth. I watched Inception many times. But the first time I get the concept. I get the concept and okay, I understand this. Then in the second watching, I started to got little details that I never saw from the beginning because I was focused on the main story. For example, all of the Nolan movies are like this. You are focusing on the main story and he puts around small details with a different storyline that you can only figure it out if you watch the movie second, third, fourth, fifth time. And even if you know the ending, famous spoiler alert, if you know the ending, the watching from the beginning helps you understand the other storylines. So it's like a adventure that you go the same way, but it's not the same way. I have to put information that will make you follow the main story. I cannot give you too much information about side stories because this takes your attention from the main story. My language doesn't have to be super sophisticated. I'm telling you a story. You listen stories from people that are basic, I would say, sometimes. You can hear it from the guy in the bar, you can hear it from the lady in the counter, sometimes somebody stops you on the street, you can hear stories from your coworkers. They don't use sophisticated language, mostly, unless you work in something like sophisticated environment. And I don't mean like it's amazing, posh or something, but where the people use specific language. But they also tell the same stories, like, you know who was sleeping with this person and they get caught? Or, oh, you know, like the lady from the counter and her child and this and that. The stories, the gossip, they are usually the same way. And the people that they are telling them, they are different. And sometimes they use a little bit different language because of the, for example, job that they are doing. So the language shouldn't stop you. If you think like, oh, I should learn more about the language, I should like hone my skills with the language, I can tell you right now, no you don't. No you don't, because this is something that I can only explain like driving a bicycle. It's impossible to read books about riding bicycle and then just sit on the bicycle and just ride it perfectly. It's impossible. You have to get on a bicycle, you have to ride, you have to fall down, you have to take wrong turn and fall down, you have to brake in the wrong place, like on a, I don't know, sand, to understand the dynamic of the wheels and traction and so on. You just have to do it to understand this. The same is with telling stories. The first story that you're gonna write probably not gonna have a great language. The second maybe also, the third one maybe also. The fifth one, the fifth story that you're gonna tell, your brain gonna be bored with the way that you told the story before, and it's gonna look for the new ways to tell the story different way. And sophistication of language will appear. It's gonna happen because amount of information and amount of language that we are absorbing every day, social media, advertisement, it's staggering. And you have the vocabulary, you just don't use it because you don't need it. But if you write, you create, you need this language. If you tell your stories, you're gonna get better and better and better and better with it. So the language shouldn't be the stop point for you, like a block. No, it's like write your first story how you can, using the language that you have. Don't go ambitious. Go below your ambition. Big below. And just start there. We want to share our stories when we create them. But sometimes we are creating them for ourselves. Maybe few first. And nobody have to see them, because this is our try and make errors, period. So the more you write, the more you create, the better your language gonna be, because your brain gonna be bored and it's gonna look for the ways to make something different, more interesting. And it's a natural process. The second thing is, with the AI and amazing technology, because in your phone you can have like a whole library with a library lady that knows everything, like ChatGPT. You go to the big library, you see all those millions of books, and on the counter is like a small lady with the thick glasses, and she's like, what do you want to know? And you're like, oh, what is the difference between like a crocodile and caiman? And she's like, I got a book for you. Wait a second. And in a matter of seconds, she finds the information from the specific book of the difference. And she's like, I have more information for you. Do you want them? And you're like, I guess, let's see what happens. And you get more information, and you get more information. And this library lady can also check your language. Because with the AI tools right now, you don't have to speak or write perfect language. You can get it fixed later in post-production. So you can write your story like a 7-year-old, and then you can ask AI to fix it. It's also the way. Why not? Of course, purists will say like, oh, but this is not your skill, you're using help, this is not fully you. Yeah, it's not fully me. Because if you are professional, your written work goes through 5 hands. It's my hands first. I have to do the first 2 drafts minimum. Maybe I'm gonna make 3rd draft. Then it goes to the proofreading. Then it goes to the redaction. Then this. It's read by 4-5 people. The whole correction process. This usually makes the other person. Because I don't have a distance, I don't see everything. This person is specialized to find any thing, timeline things, plot things, and holes. Is this sticks together, or I forgot about something, and all the language, grammatics and so on. And this now it's you can have like you before you had to pay like three, two people. Now you can ask ChatGPT or other AI tool that can help you. So it is a help. It's just a help. It's not gonna change how you create the stories completely, because you are the creator. At the end of the day, you are the creator and the story is yours. I come for the story because I like how you think and I like your way of telling the story, and because it's personal for you. This is why I come back, because I like this type of stories from you. And I don't care about, as a viewer, reader, I don't care about the grammatics. I don't care about the complete style and so on. I like this. The best way of this is to describe is like Wes Anderson movies. If you like Wes Anderson movies, you like Wes Anderson movies. If you don't like them, you don't like them. You don't watch them. But if you like, yeah, it's a visual spectacle. It's like a theater on big screen, but made with a huge budget, even if he doesn't have a huge budget, because usually he doesn't have. So if you're telling the story, ChatGPT fixed your story in post, but it's still your story and I can see it. Job done. Language shouldn't stop you. You will learn through doing to use the better language, and better and better and better and better. And in the other video, I'm gonna talk more about AI and you. See you later.